Hello, Miu. It's very nice to meet you.
It's very nice for me to meet you all today too. I'm an alumni from TEDxCUHK. I am a media artist, and I'm currently joined the School of Creative Media at the City University of Hong Kong as an assistant professor. So. Today, it's my honor to be back in this campus because I have spent 8 years in my life to live, to work, and to study in this campus. And today I'm really excited to tell you what I'm excited about in my life, and it's my true love, and it's the world of media art. So this is called Morse Art. It's one of my earliest artwork that I've made in 2009. So it's essentially consists of some electronic components like the very famous microcontroller called Arduino, and some Bluetooth and battery inside that. Am I looking funny with the headset going from me now? Okay. So the concept for me to create this piece is, it came from the stars. So I love the idea of, whenever I look at the sky, when I see the stars, I think that because the starlight, the rate of light coming from the star, have been translated for tens and hundreds of years. And at the moment when the ray of light arrived to this planet of the Earth, then maybe at that moment there's nobody on the Earth that have raised their head to look at that particular star, and we all miss it. So I think it is very sad and at the same time very romantic. So I want to create a piece that I ask my audience to talk to an anonymous someone, which is a computer Android, to send a message like a secret code. Because when star blinks, it's like sending message in Morse code. So I created this piece, and this is one time when I did this installation, and the audience try to challenge the Android because it would sort of understand what you answer to her, and then the conversation will keep on. So when the Android asked him what's his gender, he was trying to challenge if those trans as a gender. So and I want to share some of my artworks to give you some idea what media art is. So the other artwork that I've made is counterpart. It's actually an multidisciplinary performance that I've done last year with a very talented artist, Frankie Ho, and my good friend and good pianist, Miu. So game accessories, which consists of motion sensor that I can reconstruct the 3D shape of the dancer. And I also put two, like the remote, the motion sensor at the rim of the dancer, so that her arms movement would interactively generate some surround sound and immersive visual. And this is a balance board that we use to do yoga on, because there are force sensors on it. So I can also generate some, by measuring the center of mass of the dancer, we can generate some interesting and immersive effects during the performance. So, I also play with the time, because I can buffer a short, number of frames of the dancer. So even though she was only dancing by herself, but virtually I can generate a number of history of her. So she was like interacting with few seconds of her. The counterpart of herself that is few seconds ago. So I am very interested in hacking. First to understand the technology and then do something creative with the technology. And thank you. Okay. And another work that I have made, I want to show you, is called an angel parses. We didn't see the angel wing here, but actually, can we escape and then go back to the PowerPoint again? Great. And then slideshow. Right. Thank you. Anyways. We don't see the angel wing. Can we escape between touch the angel wing? Sorry about that. So you have the idea there is an angel wing over there. Jeff Lund is a curator at the Hong Kong Art Center, and he had a very interesting idea of putting on an exhibition on his body. So he invited me to create a wearable piece that can put on his body, and then he can have the exhibition walking at the building that then to communicate with people. And so I have created an angel wing, and the idea of this wing is that it's about outward silence. Like, for example, when I first time know someone, I would talk to them, and then when our talking, when our conversation is, come to an dead end, or we come to an awkward silence, we don't know what to talk about. And people would feel it's very embarrassing. But in France, actually people would call that moment like there is an angel passing by, and use this way to easily and romantically ease the embarrassing atmosphere. So I created this piece that can consists of some. Actually, I have handmade a microphone that carry on this gentleman's chest, that will interactively monitor the conversation between him and the other people. And when the conversation is observed and awkward silence, then the wing will blink and glow as if there is an angel passing. So, and you will see there is an angel word, and there is a solder, I use conductive thread that contains silver in it, and when the audience touch on the angel, it will reset the system and it will continue monitoring their conversation. And also, I have recently created a piece called Time Axis. The piece is about time because I had a very interesting experience that my friend asked me what time is. And I think this question is very interesting because I think I know exactly what time is before he asked me. So I think there are many people who have this kind of experience because we don't have the chance or the opportunity to think of this kind of philosophical question. So I want to create a strange but interesting experience for the audience to think of what time is. I want to use image. The audience have to take a portrait of herself or himself, and then he or she will witness. There's a printer printing out her or his portrait, and then he will witness his image is fading or disappearing from the paper. It's kind of like a Harry Potter magic. So the way I do this piece is I use a kind of chemical called thermochromic paint or thermochromic ink, and I try different recipe to mix those kind of dust with acrylic or different kind of material, and then I carefully paint that chemical onto the thermal paper or some paper, and then I use the thermal printer to print on those papers. So there are two strips of paper. One is just regular thermal paper. The other one is the customized custom thermal paper. So when that lost from the dry strip of paper, the image will disappear because that's the thermal sensitivity of that kind of chemical. So I want the audience to experience this interesting and strange experience of taking her own portrait and think about time. And why they have to carry on the petrol? Because you hear the mechanical noise coming from the printer. So I use programs to interactively generate noise to create some immersive sound for the audience to make them very focused and bring them to another world. And and the last piece of what I want to share with you is human nature. I have an idea one night that I couldn't sleep, and I would like to listen to very, easy listening, and especially the sound from nature, like the ocean, waves, and rainforest, etc. I've seen there are existing, devices that you can press different buttons, and then it can play the sound of birds and rainforests, etc. And also there are CDs which have pre-recorded sound from the nature. But I think those are not very meaningful to me because I don't really get to connect to the real nature. So I want to facilitate a system for the audience that they can connect to the real nature in real time from anywhere. And so I have created this piece concerning nature. I've been researching for a long period of time to look for institutes and companies or self-organized, self-initiated projects that have existing systems that will stream the sound from the nature. So I have found a company at the South Africa. They have a webcam in front of a very big lake in South Africa, and they want to promote eco-travel. And so I contact them and take their audio part. And then there is an institute from Germany. They have the hydrophone put underwater at Antarctica in South Pole. So I also take that source streaming from Antarctica. And also there is a project in the middle of the sea in Maui, Hawaii. And they want to stream the sound from the whales online and then to share the whale sounds. So I collect different sources online and then use different strategy and tricks to put those sound live to the phone system, so that I have provided a number of local phone number for Hong Kong people to make phone calls so that they can call to the nature for free. So whenever they want to listen to the live sound from Antarctica, they can call up to one number and then listen to the live sound from there. And this is an interactive visual, because when that phone call reaches to that component, it will generate some sort of spiral wave that mimic the sound wave, and then slowly change the world. And the piece is about nature and intervention, obviously. And probably I should skip all this to catch up with time. I have actually created words using different interesting techniques and means. And to conclude my talk is, even though I don't have any formal training in art, but I have a great passion in making art. And I think it is very important for us to identify our true love in our life, and then understand what you are good at, and then do something original and creative out of it. And also work very hard, of course, and also, use your action and your passion to inspire others.